It's your boy Dion in the building.
It's your boy Big Mike stomping through the motherfucker, you feel me?
Ooh-wee, man. It's a great episode today, Big Mike.
Lord.
It definitely is, man. We at a special location, you feel me? With a special episode and with a special guest.
On me.
You feel me?
You
Y'all
punched
make
me in the
my
gut with
heart.
this one.
That make my heart.
Because I
so
actually
warm.
shop here. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely.
On
And I
me.
appreciate you for that too.
You already
Like,
know.
I really do appreciate that.
Now, for those who don't know where we at, you know, for all the fellas who have that Sherman Hensley haircut, or you got the LeBron James scalp, you could
Yeah.
definitely come through and get a hat.
Don't sleep on the guys with the waves too. I get the
Facts.
ones that's on swim too.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah,
you
for
got
sure.
guys like me.
Yeah,
I
he
be
got
wearing
a
hats
full
too.
hat too. So he got a full head of hair.
Oh, y'all got to mess up my joke, man.
Okay,
You
I'm
feel me?
sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to let him know this is
Yeah, but this is
well-rounded establishment.
nah. But today we have a special guest in the building right here with us. You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, I definitely want to say just off of, you know what I'm saying, the energy, man. She definitely is one of, you know,
Oh, you gonna make me cry.
one of the biggest female hustlers I done seen in the city. You feel me?
We.
Definitely like just dripping with sauce when it come to fashion.
Wait.
Thank
You feel me?
thank you.
Great boss. You know what I'm saying? I done definitely seen you know what I'm saying, a good work ethic. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that so much.
I want y'all to give it up right now for Qiantria,
Oh, I got the claps.
Let's go.
also known as Q to many.
Yes.
Let's go.
Even if you know me from way back when, Key or Kiki, one of those, you know.
Okay,
For
there.
those,
Yeah.
for those who remember when.
For y'all tapping in that know who she
You
is.
know what I'm saying? If you
Yes.
recognize her, you feel me?
I appreciate y'all for having me on here.
Oh, no, we appreciate you for
Oh
coming
yeah,
on
for
with us,
sure,
you know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
And I love the establishment.
Oh, I
You feel me?
appreciate
It's nice,
that. I
clean. You
really
feel
do.
me?
Windex all in the air.
Uh-huh. Organized. That's the
Very.
main key. It's organized up in here.
We want to give you the still, like that same culture, but like in a tasteful way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
We like sophisticated.
Ooh, I ain't never heard of that.
Don't worry about-
Sophisticated.
That about to go viral.
What? Oh man, you heard
like
it here
a-
first.
No, for real. It's like you still get that flair, that hip hop, that urban, that culture of what, like, you know, a headpiece is, but at the same time, you get it tastefully done. Like, it's a nice presentation. It's clean. The people you're shopping with,
Yep.
they're knowledgeable. They know, like, what to get you. They know how to match your stuff up. They know how to curve your brim. Like, these are, like, real life fitted expertise.
Yeah.
So we try to give you experience.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, then.
Okay then.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hit you with some first.
Okay.
So I know you in the high fashion. You feel me? I love the aesthetics of the store and everything. What does fresh mean to Q?
Fresh. Honestly, I just feel like every day you get dressed, you starting over, right?
Yeah.
It's a new day, it's a new chapter, whatever way you step in is just how you step in. So if that's like dressed down in a sweatsuit, or if it's styled up where you going out with your girls and you put on, like, you know, your little heels or whatever, or for me, I even wear dresses with sneakers and a hat too. So it's
Okay,
like whatever that look like for you, like however you step in is how you step in. Now, just because you put on a bunch of designer, that don't mean you fresh.
That's a fact.
Like
That is a fact.
like I remember this, and I know this probably gonna, like, hopefully when I make it big and be at the Rock Nation brunch, DJ Khaled don't get mad at me for that. But I remember when him and Tyler the Creator had gotten into it and over like the best rap album, and Tyler the Creator said that DJ Khaled album was like a guy who is wearing all designer and thinking he's fresh.
Yeah.
And that made me really be thinking about, like, nah, however you step, however you come in, however that is, it could be, even if you do the designer tip, that's you. If you feel like you stepping, you in your lane. So I feel like, you know, however you come.
No, I definitely feel that. I feel that because I done seen some guys go thrift shopping, spend $20 and come out looking like they done spent $500.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And having a lot of guy friends and all brothers, it's like, I've really seen like a guy's comfort and then what he put on, that gotta go cohesively.
That's
like,
right.
It has to be cohesive because he could be the corniest guy, but fly as hell, and that still don't come off as fresh. You know, that still come off be like, boy.
Yeah, it's definitely something with it.
The best dressed lame in here. It don't be.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
Yeah. So let's actually get into. I want to get into your origins a little bit about you know what I'm saying the female Q. You know what I'm saying? So
the reincarnation of myself.
Oh, see, there it go. There it is. So tell us about the past life of
the past life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where you from and just like who you were before, you know, we grew into, you know what I'm saying?
This version of myself.
Exactly.
I grew up in Avondale. So like I started school at Rockdale, went on to South Avondale, and by the time I hit 7th grade, things was too busy out there. So my parents actually removed me from Avondale and sent me all the way up to Mount Healthy.
Okay.
So it's like an adjustment where it's like, okay, this ain't too bad. It's still black kids around here. Yeah. But as like a young girl, I always struggled with either being like, my parents, they wasn't strict, but my mama wasn't going for certain stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that was just a fact. Everybody knew that. Like, if you want to be at her house or you want to ask her people, they not going for the okie dokie. My mama had me young, so she knew what was popping. Like, nah, that don't sound right.
You ain't pulling no strings on her.
That don't sound right. Girl, I knew that. So, and like when I grew up in the hood, my people was too strict. They let me do the hood stuff. So I had girlfriends or guy friends who was just like, oh, okay, like she ain't really, you know.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let you do the typical hood shit.
Yes, so I wasn't able to experience a lot of the stuff or do a lot of the stuff that they was out here doing. I would want to say experience because I didn't. I'm happy that happened.
Right.
But then when I got up there, I was still a little too hood for that area too. So it was just kind of like a struggle or a tug and pull off of figuring out who I was or like where I fit in somewhere. And then my name's Qiantria, so that's also like big target on your back because who the hell or what the hell is that? Like, so I went from being at Mount Healthy and I got into a lot of trouble out there. Like, I mean, like I was just fighting. Like I was just going and that kind of just made me upset. Like, okay, y'all want me to be this person? I'm gonna be this person. Like I felt like that though. Like I'm like, y'all want me to be this hood girl because y'all can't figure out who I am. I'm gonna be this person. And I took that mentality and ended up at Northwest.
Ooh. Okay.
And in my class, when I went to Northwest, it was still like, you know, majority white. It was literally like 72% white as a whole school. Right. So I graduated in 2012, which is like 11 years ago. Of course, it's changed now. But at that time, they were just reconstructing what Northwest was about to become, what it was going to stand for and stuff. So being there, I'm like thinking I'm going to have that bigger chip on my shoulder. It wasn't that. It was like, nah, girl, stop playing. You smart. So you want to cause trouble in these classrooms. Okay, we're going to put you in classrooms where you don't know nobody. You can't talk to nobody and the curriculum is harder. And my parents never really like discipline us off of like our behavior in a way, I will say. Like, of course, if you got into stuff, you going to have to hear their mouth or you going to pay the consequences if it's a punishment or your phone take or whatever. Right. But it had to really be like something deep. Now, with me fighting, I think my mom just understood that I was just in a certain area that kind of just caused me to react. Yep. So I never really got in trouble off of that. But them grades was a completely different ball game. Oh yeah, like she ain't play like about them grades, not going. So that mean you got too much. You had too much time on your hands. And you was outside versus studying, so you need to like cut back a little bit. Like she even had a curfew. Like every minute you come in after midnight was a day you had to stay in. Like it was just crazy.
Nah, that's what's up. Because look what you built.
Because it made me disciplined, but it also if I miss a minute or two, I'm outside for the whole weekend. I see you Monday. Exactly. Because I know I'm about
exactly.
So I used to touch the limit. Hey. But it made me that risky person too. Like, man, look, we can just go and see where it takes us. So, but going out to Northwest, I honestly, it polished me up a lot. It made me realize that I did have people in my life that cared. I ended up getting a lot of good friends and, of course, making a lot of the wrong type of friendships or whatever. And from there, just being out there, I realized that I still knew people inner city and I still knew people in Mount Healthy. So it's like I grew up in Avondale, went to school in Mount Healthy, and now I'm all the way out here in Forest Park, Fairfield, whatever this area is.
Yeah, that definitely helped expand your palette.
So it made me be so like
versatile.
Yeah, and I still had at least 2 or 3 friends in every area. So, and then I did Little League, cheerleading, and I used to attempt everything I wanted to do. I tried it at least one time, like on a dance team or a double dutch team or whatever the case may be. I tried it at least once. So I always like was in something or been around people. So when the whole team party thing popped off, it was this group. I forget. Was it iSwag? I can't remember if it was them, but it was Michaela, Brittany, Aaron, and John. I don't know if y'all know these guys, but they had
probably by face.
Yeah, they had like Michaela go by Beans. He got 24-hour marketing. Used to be in Too Cool.
Damn, that sound familiar.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, they were the team party people. They were doing a lot of these hauls, and they used to be like, man, put this flyer on your MySpace thing. I'll cut you this and get your friends in for free, like type stuff. So once I started getting hit with that a lot, I'm like, boy, how much money y'all making?
Yeah.
And I jumped on my first team party, and I'm like walking away with like money in my hand. Like this is physical cash.
Okay, then.
That I'm walking away with.
So is this safe to say this is the beginning of the era?
That's when it became, what? You telling me this is a lick?
Yeah.
To me, this is what it seemed like. Like, you telling me I can literally create a flyer, have all my friends just post it a couple times.
And people pop out.
And people going to pop out if I get a good DJ.
Yeah.
Get a little good security. Man, and at this time, it's like, you know, it wasn't really nobody shooting up nothing. And
it was more fights then.
It was fights. So you just made sure you got the right security guards that's going to hem them niggas up and throw them out. So at that point, once I got into the team party stuff, I started meeting a lot of like the local rappers. And at this time, this was when Cook LaFleur, he had Heartbreak. You had Smiley, who had the younger Guap Boys.
Yeah.
Even with it,
that's
like,
my boy.
Yeah, even with like the Young B Gang, like they were underneath B Luck and all of them. But these were all the guys that were performing at my parties.
Okay.
And me being around them, then they telling me about video shoots, so I'm meeting directors. So at this point, I'm getting into all of this stuff, but fashion has always been like my number one thing. So,
and I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop you right there. So you get up to this point. Was it something that inspired you to get into fashion before, or was it like it's something that just basically something you just transitioned into because of the music?
I think because when I was younger, I used to literally draw outfits. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like I really did like fashion, but I never knew that you can really make money off of it.
Right.
Because like my mom and dad, they just know, you go through school, you get a good job with good benefits, 401k plan with a retirement plan. You set for life. You got a house, you send your kid, you in the burbs, you send your kids off to college. Like that's like the
typical
the dream for, a middle class family.
Right.
It wasn't really something like you can create your own business off of art. Like
that definitely wasn't something that was
I went to
us.
the Art Institute. Damn. And my mom was like, out of all the colleges you could have like she didn't grasp that. Like that was like, what? You gonna spend all this money to learn colors? Like that stuff, like we clashed so hard off of fashion.
And she was on you about grades too, so it's like
you worked your off to get out of high school at like top 50-year class, and you're gonna tell me you going to go design clothes? Like she did not get it. And one of my best friends, she actually had a baby right after we got out of high school, so she thought that maybe had an influence on it. And it kind of did because, it's my godchild. And still to this day, I do not regret that decision. But having like that fashion back in my head, my mom, she always dressed us in a way where it was more like hip hop fashion. Like on like Easter, we didn't wear like the dresses, white dresses with the furry socks. We didn't do that. Mama got us like in Nietzsche sweatsuit, velour sweatsuits
Yeah.
with a matching
Yeah.
headband.
Yeah.
You know, you had your dog, you had a dog tag on.
Yeah.
You had your Tiffany bracelet on. Like, Mama really dressed us like we were. I don't want to say in videos, but that was like the hip hop, the hood rich look to you. So,
and it's crazy because that was one of my questions. I was gonna say, how much has hip hop inspired you into fashion?
all of it. Like,
Yeah.
that's like my mom's favorite rappers was Tupac, Jay-Z. Like, she used to clean a house to like Lauryn Hill and stuff, but
Yeah.
don't think that Reasonable Doubt wasn't getting spent in there
Facts.
too. And like one of the like on Instagram they had this thing like play a song that your mom introduced you to, and it was Feeling It by Jay-Z.
Oh.
I remember my mom playing that song and her
Yeah.
just in her like she just felt good, and it made her feel like, yeah, I'm in my era. So that a lot of that did influence a lot of what fashion is for me. And
Okay.
like having that background, wanting to go into those different things. When I got out of high school, I went into my first like retail job was Buckle.
Okay.
And
okay.
this is at the time where Rock Revival, Mac Jeans, Laguna,
Yep,
all of these
yep.
different jeans were popping.
Right.
And I'm seeing guys coming in here spending 180, anywhere between 130 on some Miss Me jeans for their girl to 160, 170 for them. And then they going off and getting some Robert jeans, $600-700.
Yeah.
What you telling me I can't?
That's crazy.
you
That was a
telling
hell
me-
of an era right
you
there.
telling
Right.
me that fashion don't make money? What?
Mm-hmm.
And I started pressing up my own sweatshirts, hoodies, and stuff for them to wear with their Rock Revivals. And it
That's
was called
crazy.
Conquer. So
Okay.
I started out with just t-shirts and sweatshirts because at the time, like I said, denim was popping. So I just wanted to have some tops for people to wear
Yeah.
with their denim.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
from
Yeah,
there,
that
it
True
was just
Religion
like,
era.
Yeah.
you feel me?
Yeah.
And then they like get sweatsuits, now get jackets. And the demand of fashion is very, very hard. So that's when I started realizing that I was biting off more than I could chew.
Right. Right.
So let me ask you this: just as hip hop transitions, how did you like keep up with fashion, like as like the music changed and the culture started changing?
One thing with CAPANOVA that I have learned is that either you're going to keep up with the trends or you're going to create the next one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So either you're going to be chasing after what other trends that people have created, or you're going to do something so crazy that people going to just
Yeah.
race to you, and now you are setting the tone for it. So I've had that happen with a few of our collections with CAPANOVA, us doing something and seeing the whole community then chasing after exactly what we've done. And I've been in a position where another store will do something, then I'm chasing after that trend as well, but I'm adding my own twist to it. So
Right.
I feel like it's always about how you pivot. Like, you don't know what it's going to be. You're going to have to either you built to last, or you just going to ride it out to as much as you can get.
See what
That's
I
a
mean,
fact.
y'all? That's a perfect entrepreneurial answer right there. Let me just give that some clap right there. You feel me? You got to flex on that one right there.
You're
Big flex.
crazy, man. Y'all
Yeah,
are so funny.
I love that. I love that.
Nah, I was just gonna say like CAPANOVA, the name. I was just talking to him. I was just you be capping a lot, and I was like CAPANOVA, and we here. So what
Yeah.
inspired the name?
Well, you see the star around the sea, the Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So it was always about us having like some type of like catchy slogan.
That's
And
fire.
One of my partners, he was like up till late at night, just keep on like coming up, and I kept saying that like the star or a star is born or whatever. So he's just playing with a bunch of different stuff, and we like it's 3-4 o'clock in the morning. We're in a group message, just going back and forth sending names. Either they say something, I'm like nah. I say something, they like it was just such a hassle, and I won't say Fashion Nova had anything to do with it. But
I ain't even thinking. I didn't even
but
think of that.
knowing how they put that twist on it, and then us already using the star, trying to incorporate the star into what our slogan, into our name, it just made more sense to try to go with something like Galaxy Light. And Nova just ended up coming to it. Because at first we was going to go to like snaps. We was going to go with fitted work, or it was just, we was trying to go with so many different things with hats. We was gonna do hat in another language. It was just so many different ways to try to do it. But
I think that's the perfect name, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah, trying to
And
just,
I didn't. me saying Capanova, I'm not even thinking of Fashion Nova.
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing too, though. Like, I don't want them to think, we then connected it to that, but it was just like once you see what other people can do with they name, then you like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna go for it. So.
Facts. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Thank you.
is.
Thank you.
So, with out of everything in fashion, why did you choose to start selling hats?
Like I said, I created that clothing line, Conquer, and I bit off more than I could chew.
Okay.
Like it was the demand, the financial responsibility, all of these different things I didn't have no idea what I was getting myself into. Like,
right.
I think that when we go to school, for me, I wasn't getting enough experience versus just books or the working innings of working for a corporate.
Yeah, fashion. I know what you mean.
So that's what it felt. I felt like I was getting groomed to work within a corporate structure.
Yeah, right.
So when I did decide to leave and not finish at the Art Institute, I was searching for a space that I could literally learn, that I would walk into, and it wouldn't be just me working inside the store. So I did try Forever 21 as being like a visual coordinator, but they give you the books and tell you how to put the store together.
Yep.
You still don't have any freedom.
Exactly.
I tried doing different internships with different boutiques and stuff, and that really didn't work for me either. And I ended up working. I used to do these fashion shows called Street Disciples. And I had reached out to Exclusive to be a sponsor. And I ended up talking to Jay on a stumble in one time and just asking him a bunch of questions, and him asking me a bunch of questions about making line sheets and creating patterns. And our conversation ended up being so over from what we was talking about with the whole fashion show that it kind of left an impression on both of us. So I remember just being in between jobs or being not happy or just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Laydell had made a post about Tri-County Exclusive needing help. And I'm like, okay, that might be in my alley because I don't want to be in the trenches. I'm like, I could do up there or whatever. So I told him, I'll work up there. He come up here now. So go over there to talk to Jay and one of the other owners of Exclusive. I sat there and I talked to them for maybe an hour or two, and we just was talking about a bunch of different stuff. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, let's go. So I did go up I was at Tri-County maybe for 4 to 6 months before I had to transfer down to this store.
Okay.
And when I got to this store and realized how much different it was at that store, Tri-County was more of catered to that area. You know?
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
It was in a mall. It had either options. You knew what you could find. It was catered to that.
Yep.
Now this Exclusive that's on Shortvine is its own playground. You Exclusive's been there since 2002. So in order to last to 2023, you had to go through a lot of different changes to last that long.
If I'm not mistaken, I do remember Exclusive being in Price Hill too.
Yeah, it was Kids Exclusive.
Yeah.
It was Kids Exclusive.
I remember when I had my first job, that's the first place I wanted to spend my money.
Mm-hmm. It was Kids Exclusive. They had Kids Exclusive, Lady Exclusive, and Regular Exclusive. So going in there, and me and Jay had recently remembered that we had that conversation or whatever, and he I can't wait till you get down here. We about to really, we about to do something. So me coming down, I came at the tail end of the Rockstar era. Okay. And Rockstar denim was maybe the last jean that people were buying for $400 or $500 until Purple, Kasubi, and all of those other jeans recently came back out. Even with Amiri, it was maybe a long 3-4 year stretch where maybe the only thing that people were buying was G-Star, and it was 120
exactly
at the most, and that's people weren't buying them. So coming in at the tail end and watching them reconstruct their store to go for the guy who can spend money every day versus the guy who can spend a large lump sum.
Exactly.
It was a life-changing experience to see that.
That's crazy. They thought about that?
What?
Actually, considering the person that can spend money every day rather than the person that can spend a bankroll.
And this isn't a corporate company. This isn't a company that has analysis or people who can look over stuff and be like this. No, these are two brothers, Jay and them coming together and figuring it out, and them pulling me to that table and being like, okay, Q, this is our dilemma. This is what we want to do. This is how we want to do it. What do you think? And it was like, okay, I finally got a place at a table that I can learn from, put my input, and then I can just be like trained.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to learn.
Trained to build and not trained to work.
I wanted to learn. I was so eager to just know, like, how did they come to a thought and be like, okay, we ain't looking at the right numbers from the last, this amount of months. How do we change it? And them actually changing it and result in change.
Exactly.
Like it was resulting in actual like change. So it was like one of those things where I kind of just went in and just deep dive, like really deep dive inside of exclusive. And once I came up for air, I'm like, okay, I think I've reached the point where, I've learned enough that I want to learn. I want to try this on my own.
Right.
I sat down both of the owners of exclusive and told them, like, I think I've reached, as high as I can go here. I want to try my own thing. And they like, whoa, okay, well, what you thinking about doing? So
Yeah,
because
it's you're an asset.
Yeah, so it's like, what you thinking about doing? And what do you, and they really asked me questions. And I told them, like, I want to get into something that will have me at a complex con or a sneaker con, or I can actually end up on some of these panels where I'm talking about how fashion influenced me.
Right.
But I don't want it to be a boutique. I want it to be just one thing. And one of them trained me always to think of it like, what is your product? Like, if your product is this, how much of your product do you have to spend to, like make this? So thinking of just like one product, originally I'm like just accessories so I can not have to worry about focusing on one product. So I was going away from that type of thing, but at the same time, that still was in the back of my head. And I remember just one late night, he just sent me this article about, I can't remember what's his name. I don't know if he still designs. This might be wrong in the hat community because I don't know this. I know the guy's actual name, but it was about the pink brim for breast cancer, like the UV of the brim, and how that started a whole thing of customization of fitted caps. And now how people were telling stories through their crowns. And that piqued me, and it sent me on a whole spiral of just trying to figure out, like, hold on, wait, y'all doing what with hats? Because I wear hats. Like, I was wearing them. Like, I was a fitted girl. I've always wore hats. So it's like, y'all doing what with it? And I went down that journey, and once I came up, I'm like, I know what I want to do.
Right.
And thank God that they had been a New Era account for so long that when they introduced me to New Era and when they actually got me in the door for New Era and talked to them, it was like, I was able to use them as a good referral. Okay. And that opened up the doors for CAPANOVA to be able to have that as a back end and be like,
that's what's up.
Right.
So thank God. Shout out to Exclusive for the OOP.
Ooh, for sure. Appreciate that for sure.
Make sure y'all shot with Exclusive too.
For sure.
Big facts.
It was really life changing though. So like I said, Exclusive really changed the ball game for me.
And that's what's up, that they try to keep you up under their wing the whole time. Like they left you let you grow your wings.
It was one of those things where it was like, nah, like, I mean, we ain't trying to keep you here either, but at the same time, we ain't about to just let you just go do anything.
Exactly.
Because it was, Cincinnati, a lot of people get into these 360 deals where you somebody's slave for the rest of your life, damn near. Like, you really ain't, you ain't got nowhere else. You can't.
Yeah, there's no room to grow.
There's no room for you to grow nowhere in no possible way.
Right.
Outside of having your local celebrity.
Exactly.
And for me, it wasn't that. It was like, okay, whatever you need from us, however we can help you, let's go. Like, what's up?
Nah, that's what's up, though, because you don't get too many people that know any brand that be on that.
Yes.
Especially if you're an asset for them.
Yes.
So what sets you guys apart from the other brands that's competing in this?
Me.
Fashion industry.
Yeah, in the fashion. But I'm talking about in the hat world, though.
Me.
So that's what separates. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. You answered. That's what's up, though.
No,
that's
for
what's
real.
up.
I set us apart because it might be other women in this industry doing what I'm doing, but you ain't doing it how I'm doing it.
Exactly.
And that's not me being cocky at all.
Nah.
But I know my house. My house is like, when I say the foundation is strong, the assets, the kitchen is cooking, like the living room is kicking it. Like it's like I feel like coming into CAPANOVA, I was already told what this was going to be from God. So I ain't even worried about what nobody else doing.
Exactly.
But I also know that nobody got a me.
Exactly.
So that's what set us apart. We come with heat.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it be hours. It be off our dome. We don't really I don't pay attention. I don't look at other people's stuff. People may send me. It's Views from the Vault is a YouTube channel that rank hats or tell their opinion about hats, and they're like really good friends of mine. I love them to death, and I've met them because of the stuff they've said about it, good or bad.
That's what's up.
And it's like having those type people like know your intentions with hats. Like, just know that you just doing whatever you want to do.
Yep.
That's cool with me. I ain't in it for nothing else besides the freedom. So
exactly.
I feel like that's what set me apart is that I'm just me. I'm just doing me.
Yeah, you moving off of inspiration.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what's up.
Now, I got a question for you. Now, as a female in the industry, like, what are some things that you had to really overcome to really solidify your spot? You know what I'm saying? Like just some trial and errors that you had to.
Not taking.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask that.
Not taking things personal. Like.
Okay.
Like really, like being like, all right, if you feel like that, that's how you feel. Cool. Cause like as a woman, I'm naturally built to just go off.
Right.
Like that's just me. I'm taking you going low, I'm going to hell. That's how I used to look at it. Like that was the only way. That's the only way we was gonna get. I was gonna feel better after what you doing to me in a way. So I feel like when people would say certain things or do certain things, not clapping back, not responding, not caring, like that was one of the biggest challenges because for me, instantly, I feel like you disrespectful if you coming from my company.
Right.
So me not showing that energy or giving it breath or caring about what people had to say, I think that was my biggest challenge because I be wanting to clap back so bad. I be wanting to be like, bro, who is you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, like here.
Avondale coming straight
Like,
out.
Yeah, that's what it is. The Avondale kicked in.
No, it's just because for real, these guys be getting beside they self too. Like they be in your comments like, this is the worst hat I ever seen. You guys suck. Whoa.
That's a troll.
Yeah, mammy. That's what I be want to say. Like, so it'd be like, that's why I'd be like, you know what? That's like probably the biggest thing. Now, of course, you got things that come up in the business. Like I opened during what I thought was the end of COVID, and then it had a new variant out, and then New Era closed down. Like literally 3 months into me being open, New Era completely shut down, and I didn't have any hats. Like I was just here with my thoughts. So it was like,
that's tough.
So trying to figure out how to, like I said, pivot during that moment and figuring out like what do that look like for us? How do I not panic? Having a support system that allowed me to lean back on them and being like, I don't know what to do, help me. And them being like, okay, what do you need help with? What you trying to do? Okay. Like I've never been in this journey alone, and that's one of the things that I am very grateful for because this is just one dream on the list. Like this is just like one thing I want to do. Like you feel me? Like having CAPANOVA literally crossed out just one
of the goals. One
of the goals. So it's like I don't want to do this by myself. I don't want it to be just me. I don't want it to be like, oh, I invested in myself. I work for myself. No. I want to come in here when I want to come in here. I want to be able to have a staff that's trained to do what I need them to do. Yep. I want to have the business partners that I can be like, okay, I need to take about a 6-month leave, but I'm still going to work on this, and this. But I need some space to work on something else, and I have that.
Okay.
So that was my thing. What was your question? I'm sorry, I didn't got way off things.
Just some things that you had to overcome to, you know.
So that's what I say. Like, of course, having those different things, having a support system. Yes, it's been a challenging ride, but I feel like the trolls are bigger than all of that.
Okay.
I can take shit that I ain't got no control over. Like, you know, I can take COVID happening, and I'm having to figure it out because what can I do?
Right.
But the people who comment, I can go find them and choke them out.
Nah, we don't need that.
That's what I'm saying.
We need
like,
you
I
here.
can literally
Right.
I can literally respond and start some shit. Like, you feel me? Like, I could do that. So it's like, all right, this is my biggest challenge. You people fucking with me.
That's what's up. Hey, we all got feelings, man.
Nah, for
Big
real.
facts,
We
though.
business
Big facts.
owners, but shit, we still got feelings. Goddamn.
Right.
We got
And God is still working on me.
Hey.
Like this, CAPANOVA only been open about 3 years, nigga. Like you need, like, you need a little bit more time before I'm completely who I'm supposed to be. So, but yeah, that's my biggest thing. Trolls, getting on my nerves.
I got a question for you. I was gonna ask, because I didn't know at first if it started out the trunk, but now that I do know, it didn't. How do you feel about those brands that do start from the ground zero?
I respect anybody who gonna say, "Fuck it, go for it."
Yeah.
Like I like any type of thing because you gotta remember, Black Owned started out of the trunk.
Yeah, for sure.
And now you can watch Love and Hip Hop.
That's a
people
fact.
in the like literally wearing the clothes. Like you turn on the news, Joe Burrow got on the jacket.
I ain't gonna lie. I seen a goddamn ad with the dude from Pretty Ricky on my Instagram. He had on a Black owned hat.
So that's why it's like
yeah.
like those type of brands, they have a different hustle. It don't mean more to them, I should say, because I mean it still mean the same for me, but it means something differently because they literally blood, sweat, tears this. So it's like those type of brands that start at the trunk, you gotta respect those because they willing to do something that a lot of people wouldn't do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like they willing to pull up, they willing to meet you where you at. They willing to, you know, give you their location so you can pull up there. So it's like those type of brands you can't sleep on either because they got a grit.
Yeah, they hand in hand.
Like they got a different type of customer service than you do. So it's really direct. So it's like those type of brands I respect 110%. I respect anybody who's willing to just, you know, go for it and not care about where it can lead them. Like, you know, just taking it every day, one day at step at a time and be like, you know what, I don't want to do that like that. I want to do this like this. Yeah. That take a lot of heart.
Nah, no cap.
And it's scary because, I mean, you don't have a backup plan. Plan B is to make plan A work a different way. So
That's
it's
the
like
only thing I know, bro.
like,
I say it all the time, bro.
Like, I don't know what else. Like
I say it all the time.
So it's like, you know, I respect those brands like hella for sure. Shout out to Black Owned.
Big facts.
Big facts. We need y'all on here too, man.
You know what I'm saying? Now, as a boss yourself, like, how do you like? What are some things or some key factors or characteristics that you, when you trying to develop your team, that you look for to be like, oh yeah, I need that. I want you with me. Like as far as,
because I created like such a relaxed work ethic. It is very important for me to have people who, I don't even know how to say this, but you have to have certain like experience in exactly what I'm looking for. Like, I'm open to train you on the things that I feel like are like I want you to know my way, but there are certain like things that I need you to know cohesive. Like you need to know the teams. Yeah. Like you have to, like, not knowing the teams, that's crazy to me to think you got to come here.
Real
like,
talk, though.
That's crazy to think you're going to, and then, excuse me, but another thing is to, like, because we do everything ourselves, we design the hats, we market the hats, we pay for the hats. Like, everything comes through literally us. So I feel like I get a lot of people who come in looking for, you know, that popularity. Yeah. And this isn't that. Yeah. You have to literally know. I know a lot of people, and the people that I work with, I literally don't know none of them outside of CAPANOVA.
Oh yeah.
So it's like knowing hats, knowing mock-ups, colors, knowing sneakers, knowing like being able to walk through the store and actually identify certain items.
Yeah.
Shopify is a very e-commerce. That's a really big thing. Like, 'cause we sell more things online than we have ever done in our Cincinnati location.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're more of an online store than Cincinnati, like an actual like door-to-door store.
Yeah.
Like, I think out of the top 10 cities for the year that shop, Cincinnati is probably like number 11 compared to our online stuff. So it's like, I'm not saying I don't cater to the people of Cincinnati, but this store was never intentionally like started to be a Cincinnati store, you know?
Yeah, now I know what you mean.
So you have to come in here with the intentions of trying to figure out how do you become a starting five player for me. Like, I create an environment where, we cool, we kick it, but I have a starting five. Those starting five people, they get the big contracts. They get the big bucks. They the ones who coming in here and getting the hours.
Exactly.
And if you ain't that starting five, you coming off the bench off of one of them need a vacation or they sick. Like, you know, I'm just filtering you in. It ain't nothing else for it. So you need to know how to design a hat. If you don't know how to design a hat, then you better know how to use Shopify. You don't know how to use Shopify, then you better know how to do content.
Yeah.
Those are your main three things. You can't design, build, create, then your ass need to know how to barcode, put it on a website. You need to know how to code a little bit. You need to know how to do those things. And if you can't do that, then you better be the best TikToker in the motherfucking city.
Man.
Like, you
gotta find your way.
You better be.
Yeah.
You better be.
Real talk.
Real. You gotta be in those three categories, and then everything else I train you on. Like selling, being able to sell some fragrance. I had one summer, it was last summer, and two of like my like greatest employees, one of them is actually running the LA store right now. Him and the guy who's actually the supervisor for this store, he actually graduated from college, moved on with his life. But I had this Baccarat, and they're like, we cannot sell this Baccarat. We can't sell Baccarat. It's $657. Q is so hard. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, if I come on this floor and I sell it, I don't want to hear about nothing else. I came on the floor, and 20 minutes later, it was gone. Yeah. And at that point, they could not, like, because I've been there. I've been the sales associate. I've been the person putting the stuff on the website. I've been the content creator. I literally worked every single role in here in order for me to be able to be a little bit more relaxed. Yep. Like, I literally was all of that. So you can't tell me
you
what.
You got to know what everything,
exactly.
how
you
everything
can't
moves.
tell me how that don't work. Like, you can't do this. I'm going to show you, because you just got to wait for that right person to come in and go ahead for it. And I showed them that, and at that point, I felt like I created an environment where they understood, like, nah, she really like that, so we gonna put our best foot forward too. Like, she ain't just bossing us around. She really can do this. She really do this. Yeah. So it put a respect level over the team. It made it be like, nah, she willing. If I do need help or if I do need something, she willing to show me or at least help me figure it out. And from there, we just been able to rock out.
Okay, then.
Most definitely. Because I have seen, like, how you interact with your crew, and it's, you know, it's like it's everybody on the same page. Yes. Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
We try to be. Yeah. It can get intense, though.
I believe
it can get intense.
Just don't throw nothing like, you know, how Puffy did. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw no chair, nothing.
No, I would never do that. I do have to I know I do struggle with, like I said, my attitude. I do have to sometimes check myself about how I do react to things, because I am such a person who, like, they might be able to find another job, but if this shit closes down, I'm screwed, you know? Right. Not screwed in a way where, like, I don't have nothing else. It's just that this was something that, like I said, I crossed off of my my life list, like, you know? Exactly. So if this don't finish the way I need it to finish, then I put myself in a situation where it's going to be very difficult to get out of or to do another thing. So, I do have to check myself about the way I talk to them or I react to them, about them not having the same, like, level of priority or respect or care as I would. Like, something as simple as, like, the snack table. I'm like, why do y'all guys, like, it look like a frat house in here? Like, going off, and they just like, Q had us cleaning this and did this and this. And I'm like, okay, I got to, you know, take a step back and realize what I prioritize for them, they not looking at all the other stuff. They just probably trying to, finish what they needed to get done, so that way I wouldn't go off on the stuff that I said over. So, I try to be mindful of the way I talk to people, and I try to give them freedom to, design and do a couple of different. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this wall and it's 2 empty house. That's crazy.
That's a bounce right there for you.
You feel me?
No, I'm like, hold on, wait. Because I'm like just looking around. That is so disturbing. Please, I'm going to fill those hoes.
That's crazy. We used to work for a pawn shop.
Yup.
And we know about making sure every hole is filled. I'm talking about to the front.
Whoa. I'm just now realizing that is so tacky, guys. That is
It's
tacky.
gonna put my head right here.
Oh my God.
box.
I want to ask
blur that
you.
out.
I really want to ask you to move them over, but I'm not gonna do that. That is crazy though. That is just made me cringe. I'm gonna be thinking about this for the rest of the episode. But
Dang.
yeah, that is so disgusting.
But okay, so I also understand that this isn't your only, like you said earlier, this is not your only location. You have a store in LA.
Yes.
Tell us about how that became.
Well, like I said, the intention for CAPANOVA was never to be like a small Cincinnati shop. Like it was always to get to that next level, to get into the culture of fashion, try to figure out ways for us, to be a premier, like new era account. We're a platinum account now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because of how much, not how much we spent, but how much we've been able to, put a twist on the hat community through our design. So, Cincinnati is very small. And I don't know if people understand how small it is. Like, we maybe know some things, but we don't have like a lot of like people here.
Yeah.
And the culture of a lot of trends or a lot of industries is just really 10 years behind. Like,
Yep.
anywhere between 5 to 10 years behind on a lot of different things. So, when we were thinking about just expanding and trying to figure out, how do I take this to the next level, or where do I go from here? We looked at, the cities that shop online through our online store. And for me, I just felt like maybe LA was just like too big. At first I did.
Okay.
I really did. Like I didn't even, because like I said, I have partners. So before I even want to go to them with any like ideas, I want to be like, I really have to think them through. I need to be able to sort them out. So I'm looking over different things and I'm like, okay, maybe Houston, because Houston is on the come up, or Atlanta, because I love Atlanta. Like, or, so I'm just thinking of all these different places. And like I said, they've never, ever made me feel like I couldn't do anything. They've never made me feel like I couldn't shoot for the stars. So when I went to the table, I'm like, well, number 2 on our, I think it was like number 3 or number 4. Yeah, I know it's probably like 2 or 3. Houston was number 2, 3-ish on the top cities that.
Texas, baby.
Yeah, that shot with CAPANOVA. And then like Atlanta was like number 7. And I was like, okay, we can do either one of these. Like, because we need to expand. In order for us to grow as a company, we need to be in a bigger city. We need to be able to reach different people. We need to be in an area where people can come across the store that don't go to UC or get Alabama Q. Like I just need to be in a different area. So
I think LA was definitely a good move with all the gang banging they do out
so
there.
it was like, so with that, he like, whoa, they're like, well, what's number 1? Like, just, just shooting the shits. And I'm like, well, Los Angeles, California is number 1. Like, like, like Los Angeles, California. And it was number 1 by the thousands.
Damn.
Like by thousands. Like I think I did like over a 6-month, or it was either a 6-month, I think it was like 3 to 6 month span. I was trying to see the numbers of like people. And I think LA had like 7,700, but Houston was like 33. So it was by thousands that we were getting people from LA. And it was like, well, shit, why we gonna do LA? And I'm like, y'all think we can do it? And it was like the first time they see me kind of like, be like, and they like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute, what you nervous for? Like if you saying that this is what the facts say, and this is what the numbers say, then why don't we just go for it?
Exactly.
And having that like push to be like, just go for it. It was like, oh, I'm really doing this. Like that's when I realized like, okay, this is really real. Like it's one thing to have, your store in your city, it's being able to come in and see it, your family, whatever. But it's a whole nother thing to put your like your faith in something across the country.
That's tough. And you're not from there, so it'd be like
You're not. This is 7 million people in one city.
Yep.
That's in Los Angeles. That's not Oakland. That's not San Fran. That's not Beverly Hills. That's not Malibu. Like this is just Los Angeles, 7 million people. So, when I talked to the guy who was the store manager for this store, his name's Ken, and we talked about it. And he said, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah.
And he had graduated college in December, and we was planning on it being open by March. And he like, why not? Like, I'll do it. And I remember when we first opened up this store, I used to tell him, in 5 years, Ken, we're going to open up in L.A. I'm going to relocate you there and this and this. I used to always joke like it, but I was kind of serious too.
Right.
So to do it on like year two, or like, it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do it.
Right.
It lets you know that
and
confirmation.
he really packed up his life. Like literally packed his entire life up.
Damn.
And moved across the country to start our Fairfax store. And since we've opened, like we've had people stumble in, like Roddy Rich in his camp. We've had Tyler the Creator. We have Marseille Martin.
Okay.
We've had Peasy come through. Like it's been a lot of like, and they come in and they shop.
Yeah.
And they ain't like
They just
they wanted to see. No, they shop. Like, and actually been able to have a conversation with Marissa Martin. It was like, her name is Marseille Martin from Blackish.
Yeah.
So having a conversation with her and her just being like, this is a black woman shop. Like, whoa, like you really doing your thing. And it was just like, oh, okay. Like I can literally cross this off my to-do list. Like I can really be like, I did that,
Facts.
So, having that aha moment and having a support system that tell you to just go for it and they got your back regardless of whatever happens. We doing it. It just was like, all right, like the sky is really the limit. So yeah, we have our Fairfax store, 424 North Fairfax.
Go
across the street
shop.
from Supreme.
You're online and in the store.
Yeah, it's across the street from Supreme, down the street from Marc Jacobs, and Golf Wayne, around the corner from Chanel.
Okay. So what's some inspirational words that you can leave the people that's trying to get into the fashion industry,
Especially young females too.
Yeah.
Always be teachable. Find a resource that you can learn from. Not telling you to go to school. Just telling you to find somebody that's willing to take you under their wing, because of course school is important. Don't get me wrong, because the business side of it, you need to be able to say you know what you got going on. But finding someone who's going to let you experience this in real time, because those books, they don't change with the trends. They kind of just come out, and that's just the standard of the you know what I'm saying,
The curriculum.
The curriculum. So find someone that you can literally just learn from, that's willing to teach you, listen, learn, pay attention, and then just go for it. If you're scared, go to church.
I heard you. You got something else, Big Mike?
Yeah, I wanna shed light on one thing, because me and you had some discussions before, and I don't know if it's okay to shed a light on it, but you have a book
Yes.
that's out.
It's not out yet. Now this book is like, it's called King, and it has taken me through some very challenging times. Because I'm just trying to figure out what the story is, because what it originally was supposed to be, I was not happy with it. I was not. I didn't feel like I was telling a story that I was planning on telling. And at first it started out as a hood love story, and now that I'm really deep diving into like the culture of just men in general, like of course with like dealing with hats, I'm studying, men's fashion, but also understanding that guys are a representation of their fashion is a representation of them. It makes me really like, figure out what makes a man put that on. Like who is he to, feel like he got to step like this. And with King as the person that I'm telling the story about, it has now turned into a representation of men instead of just being about Tristan King. Okay. It's about plenty of kings and the lives they're living and how the choices of their parents or the choices of themselves put them in these positions where they don't know how to get out of it, but they just making every choice that come, and then still trying to incorporate the original story. And that was always about, that whole era of kids that we kind of forgot about during the crack epidemic. We always want to talk about the crack epidemic and how it affected moms and tore up families and did this, whatever. Okay, from there, where are those kids at? Did they become better? Did they hate their people? Did they become now the heroin dealers of today? Did they, what do those kids look like today? Right. That's what we never talk about. You gotta think, you gotta be my friend Clint said this, you gotta be one tough ass nigga to grow up in the 80s. Yeah. To grow up, to literally be born in the crack epidemic and then to be a teenager in the 90s when it really hit the entire nation. We don't, I want the story to represent those kids as adults today. So that's fire. King is taking me on a journey that I'm just allowing it be what it is. I am working with some amazing editors that literally keep me focused and telling me about, okay, this is what the story is intentionally be about. Let's stick to this story. And instead of me still, coming up with different concepts, now I'm more focused and I'm allowing my words to just come as they come. There's no pressure on them, but I really hope I can get done within the next 60 days.
I'm going to definitely check it out.
I'm definitely counting. I'm a book here, so I'm a definitely
I love it. I'm trying to be up there with Sister Soldier and Eric Jerome Dickey, and I want to be one of those type national best-selling authors. I want it to be impactful. Watching Snowfall and Power are two different experiences for me. Those are two different feelings, and I want that feeling that Snowfall gave me that was gritty, that was honest, that was real, that although when that tiger got in that cage, that sent me for a loop. But it never got too far off the actual topic of what the hell happened when crack got introduced to South Central.
COINTELPRO. Yeah.
You feel me? It's all The Godfather of Harlem, all of those different shows, the impact of what they actually represent. That's where I am with King, and that's why I'm trying to keep it.
So you really dove into the culture,
yes, and it's hard to turn it on and off when you have to deal with $1 million company. So
big facts. Hey, I love it, man.
Thank you.
It's been a great episode.
Thank you. It has. I felt so comfortable with you guys. A lot of people say they oh, I want you to be on my podcast. I want you to be on my podcast. They never actually pull up, so I'm happy that you guys did. I really appreciate being a guest on here. This is
we trying to grow our brand too.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna put y'all flyers. I'm gonna put y'all posters back up. You feel me? But I'll make sure they outside. But we gonna. I'm gonna always be a fan. So
definitely,
just as we are to you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I think that's very important that we support. You know what I'm saying? Our black women into
big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Their success and their goals and dreams. So
yeah, it's
gotta
right
shed
back
light on our own.
You know, it's right back at y'all. Y'all can even bring me 2 more.
Ooh, we moving on up.
No, this is definitely a pleasure.
Well, it's been a great episode today, man, on the Dion and Big Mike podcast, man. You can check us out everywhere, YouTube. Streaming platforms coming soon.
And don't mind these hoes that's in this wild because trust me.
Let's hurry up and get it off the show so she can feel the vibe.
On me. It's your boy Dion.
It's your boy Big Mike.
This is Dion and Big Mike podcast. We out. Let's go.
We out.
Y'all read.
No murder. Lord. 750 20s, 15 racks and all dubs. Bitches drink came from New York, these cups they came from Starbucks. When they want lean exotic weed and perks, they know to call us. He bust a script and made a song and I ain't think he scored. He sipped some drink and bought a skateboard and I ain't think he lured.